Okay, so I just wanted to read over something from one of the multiple perpetrator stalkers. Remember I told you that they use this surveillance abuses based Ponzi to elevate themselves creatively in some way. So they profile people through the surveillance abuses, and then they run scripts or narratives and try to entangle them in all of it. So this one, I guess, considers herself some type of an author or something, and she's always writing these big blurps, which, like the other multiple perpetrator stalkers that I'm highlighting, is based on the narrative of targeting people and using this surveillance and hacking to stalk them, okay? They call it witchcraft, but it's just crime and terrorism. So anyways, she says, before you found out who you are, people felt like they owned you. That's never been my story, okay? Nobody's walked around acting like they own me. Never ever in my life. If you actually knew me, you would know that that mission was dead on arrival, which is why you're here, okay? Getting exposed and ready to go to prison. So anyways, like they owned you. They wanted domination over where you went, how successful you could be, how much money you could make, who you could date, and all of the intricate details of your life. That's right. You want to know who's doing that? The multiple perpetrator stalkers. The ones that are getting up here every day, jacking off their cards and talking about somebody else's supposed relationship that they've fabricated. In order to do what? Well, 1, to proxy abuse, 2, to coercively control, and 3, to project undue influence, okay? And the only reason why they think they're able to divine or author other people's lives is because they're voyeurs. They're using hacking and surveillance. They thought you were their working voodoo doll and were subconsciously controlling you from the background by attaching entities, creating illusions, and strategically swaying your judgment. That also never happened, okay? If you actually knew me and you knew my writing, you would know I'm very much into psychology, sociology, ethnography, and all the good E's, basically. So on Lipstick Alley, I'd already mapped this cult, this network, this adversarial network from top to bottom, okay? So you weren't fooling anyone. And also, I reported you to all agencies in America and Canada by name, day one. You decided to ignore it because this is asymmetrical warfare, which means it's a whole bunch of people against one, right? So of course, when you have malfeasance, corruption, dereliction of duty, this is what you get. People deluded into thinking that other human beings are their voodoo dolls. The people who like to play God in the lives of others are getting a rude awakening this year because all illusions have been lifted and people are finally realizing who they've been the entire time. They're seeing the perpetrators in their lives clearly. Oh, my nose is running a little bit. Okay. They're seeing the perpetrators in their lives clearly. Year 9 has done a sweep, and not only are the chosen realizing who they are, but they know who you are too. Year 9, Kenzie? You've been stalking women for 9 years. Is that what you're saying, girl? Because that's what this is all about. What she's describing here is coercive control. Lots of cults are into that, okay? It's a culty thing, right? And in this cult, they trauma bind and bond each other through the narrative and through traumatizing each other. They consider it to be like MK Ultra or something like that. But again, it's just crime and terrorism, which they're all semantically and linguistically laundering as witchcraft or magic or roots. No, it's not, honey. And please stop abusing those belief systems because you're actually turning people away from legitimate belief systems. And when they're legitimate, they're not out here practicing crime and terrorism as a system. Okay, they're just not. Traditional African religions are not about crime and terrorism. Okay, some people might be doing that, like you guys, but legitimate people are not practicing their belief systems for crime, for terrorism, for the purposes of insurance money. It's not happening. So that's what this woman is describing. And basically every single excerpt or, piece of writing that Kenzie puts out is about this network of multiple perpetrator stalkers and what they're doing to somebody else in their targeting of that person with surveillance abuse. And then people like Kenzie get up there and they make that targeting process their content. So they watch along as other people are targeted and what other people are going through, and then they talk about it as if this is some special passage or rite of passage. It's not. Being targeted and stalked by multiple people is not a rite of passage. It's not a lesson that God wants to teach you. It's a bunch of dumbasses running around committing crimes for money. Money online and money through fraud and crime. That's all it is, period. These people don't own anybody. They don't even control themselves. They lack impulse control, which is why they're deep, deep, deep into an illusion and a delusion, which is what? Something that's manufactured and fabricated. These people fabricate narratives professionally, and then professionally, as a network, attempt to entrap and entangle people into them. This is the operation. Okay? See ya.